All right, here we are, Impact and Influence Radio, right here on iHeart. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Blinds of Sacramento, Sacramento's complete solution window covering experts. Give them a call, 916-790-8689 or blindsofsacramento.com. Now, today we are talking with Mike Amico from Konnectryx. Ran into him over at one of the networking events that New Win puts on. And by the way, she's probably one of the sharpest people I've ever met in my life.
She is very, very sharp. I'm super excited to have her in the ecosystem.
Did you see, I'm kind of uncontrollable. I'm like when you look at electrons and neutrons and they're bouncing all over the place. That's me at these things. And you see her, she'd turn around and she'd go, Robert. And I go, yes. Okay, got it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, she's buttoned up.
Oh, my God.
You and I are not buttoned up.
Oh, my God. It's so funny, dude. I'm over here whispering and she's like, shh. I'm like, okay. Sorry.
Indeed.
No, she's great, dude. She's awesome. All right, so we're going to be talking about Konnectryx. So, Mike, what do you do, brother?
Wow. I'm a technology consultant, and we help people automate their world, help them grow their business, and help them cut their operating expenses.
Now, explain this to me. There's a lot of people out there that are, in a sense, doing what you do. You seem to have a much better understanding than a lot of people. But tell me, exactly how this works. If I'm coming to you, what are you going to do for me?
Absolutely, thanks. And I just heard that yesterday. A gentleman said, "You're the first person that did exactly what they said they were going to do for me." I think the easiest way to look at it is when we talk to a business that is growing and they are open-minded to streamlining their operations and looking at ways to grow revenue, then we have a conversation just about the revenue side and how they're going to do that and what systems are going to put in place. If they're a bigger company, and we typically look at 1,000 employees and below, if they're a bigger company and they're looking at operating expenses, then we evaluate those systems to find ways to integrate and automate and eliminate the spend or redundancy that happens when companies grow really fast.
Yeah. Now, this is going to be a very controversial question. Does it make sense for some people to keep the business small versus scaling, especially when the business is scaling on its own? i.e., Impact and Influence magazine is growing insanely fast, like just faster than anybody could have imagined. And we're now getting to a point where we're almost like, maybe I'm the one saying it. Maybe we should keep this thing small. Maybe we should tighten things up. We should cap things. Instead of you know what, I want to build this thing into this huge massive company, because as soon as you step over that threshold, everything changes.
Very true. So
you become so vulnerable.
Yeah, you expose yourself on many levels, right? Mm-hmm. And I would agree with that. To answer that succinctly, I would say it's up to the culture of the founders or the board, whichever it would be, into what their goal is. Are they trying to sell it eventually and pop it fast? Or
then you're going to want to scale that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like when I originally sold the company built and sold the company in 2012, we grew that to over $1 million plus in 18 months and then sold it as fast as we possibly could because we knew we were going to get leapfrogged in technology eventually, and we had to make good when we were there, and so that was very opportunistic in that sense. But yeah, it's a tough question. I would say it has to come down to the culture and the CEO and the board.
And what they want.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, the companies that are doing really well in some of those scenarios are service-based businesses where they're able to expand their service offerings into the same clients they already have. And so they're not growing new clients. They're growing deeper and wider in the clients that they have. And then they're getting better margin because they're not driving all over the city. They're not going to 20 different locations to cut lawn. They're doing it all in one subdivision. They're doing it all in one place. If you think of those smaller service type businesses, for example.
Yeah. Yep. See, what we're dealing with the magazine is, we're at 56,000 subscribers now. Wow. We launched this thing 15 months ago, and the traffic we're pulling is like way beyond the expectations of what we expected at this point. And so, we're in 50 states. We're attracting audiences from across the nation. You could say across the globe, but there's a little bit of like Quebec and stuff in there.
Okay.
But the point is that it's the nation, and so what we're really trying to do is help the small business, right? We're trying to help the little guy, and if we get too big, what ends up happening is you end up with a supply and demand issue where there's only so much supply, and then what you end up having to do is either build a lottery system or you end up having to price out the people that you're trying to help, which then we just become everybody else, because our advantage is that we've got a great product that has visibility, but it's affordable to the people we're trying to help the most. And so that's kind of the catch-22 that we're in. And then, and then I talk to the team. The team's like, no, let's get this thing. Let's build it. I'm like, that's not why I designed this.
Yeah.
I designed it to be for people like myself that no one ever gave me a chance. And I'm giving the little guy an opportunity, and I want to keep it that way.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but if we take this thing, we could sell it, we could bring in a CEO, and then what? And then we become Entrepreneur Magazine or Success or Forbes, and there's no advantage because we're just another on-the-shelf magazine.
That makes a lot of sense. I've seen that growth in a particular software company go through some phases where they started with just focused on the little guy. Now they're the 900-pound gorilla in the room, and they grew like mad. And at some point along the way, they kind of lost their focus on helping the little guy. I think in the last 2 years,
it turns into profit.
100%.
Yeah, and then as soon as you bring a board on, and as soon as you bring all the partners in, it's all about profit, and that's all it is.
And it's unfortunate it kind of lost its way. And I can actually, at top of my head, without naming names, I got 2 of them on top of my head right now that have lost their way. And over the last 2 years, I think they've kind of regained their focus again. Like, oh wow, we should pay attention to the smaller customers where we started, because they're the ones telling us what everybody needs.
Well, not only that, there's more of them than there
point.
is of the the bigger and so I sit down with the city of Sacramento, and they're like, hey, what if we introduce you to Golden One and Safe Credit? And I'm like, I'm not interested. Why don't you introduce me to ABC Plumbing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
Because they're the ones who need the help. They're the ones that are trying to figure out how to put their kids through college, not Golden One Credit Union.
I completely understand.
And then the other argument is well, I'm taking money out of my pocket.
Well, possibly. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. I'm sure I am. Absolutely. All right. So where does your passion come in?
My passion kind of spawned from when I was back in the Bay Area and I was working for a big software company, and that was like my first really cool job.
Is it the fact that you look like Jeff Bezos that got you into these companies?
I don't know. I heard Stanley Tucci too. So
no way. I wouldn't do Stanley Tucci. I would do Jeff Bezos all day long.
Okay,
though.
that's so
Jeff
funny.
Bezos in early Amazon days, not the Bezos today.
Okay, I totally get it. Yeah, now it's like Botox and whatever else.
Yeah, he's gone way sideways.
100%.
I don't know what's going on with homie.
I don't know.
He used to be a freaking nice looking, happy guy.
That's what happens, I guess.
I don't know.
What happens. They get afraid of getting old or something.
He wants to live forever. I'm like, who the hell wants to live forever?
I do not want to live forever.
No.
Trust me, I do not want to live forever.
If today was my last day, at least I
would
good
be happy.
weather.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah, and we had
beautiful
some great
environment.
conversations.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. I would be very happy if we went today.
Yeah, that'd be it.
I guess from a passion standpoint, when I went through my trajectory at my companies or whatever, I thought everybody did that. I thought everybody moved really fast and moved around a lot and things like that. But one of the eye openers for me was the 5-hour work week. And when I read that, and I was sitting in the cube, and I'd been in that cube for a year, and I'm like, dude, I got to get out of this cube. I can't do it anymore. And that was like my ripcord, pull the ripcord to get out. And that opened my eyes to the world. And I realized now today, looking back, what I actually do is help people get time back in their lives because the systems and the automation.
It's
and all
so
that,
funny that you say that.
so they can go do stuff.
Yes, it's funny that you say that because one of my best-selling books is The 5-Hour Workday.
There you go.
And the 5-hour workday is not about working 5 hours a week. It's about it's okay to go to work. It's okay to have a business. It's okay to be passionate. Just don't miss the ballet recital. Family comes first. Right? Have those things. And that's so my approach is very close to Timothy Ferriss's, but I think that what I didn't like about his approach was you only need to work 5 hours a week, blah blah blah. Your brain dies when you're not actually stressing it.
It's
right?
stimulated. It needs to be stimulated.
So,
absolutely.
My thing is do what you're doing, build what you're building, but
find balance.
Yes, when your buddy says their daughter's being baptized, you take that day off.
You take it.
You see what I'm saying?
100%. And one of the things, going back to the gal that we both have a mutual, she opened my eyes as well. She's like, we always do our meetings between 9 and 5. She goes, so we don't afterwards because that's family time.
That's family time.
Yeah, and I was like, I totally respect that. And
it's funny, I'm at networking events almost every night of the week, late in the evening.
There you go. Well, maybe that's your balance.
Well, what's actually funny about that is I asked my wife, I was like, so does it bother you that I'm, gone for 2-3 hours every night? And she goes, it's not every night. It's like 2 or 3 days a week. But she's like, no, not at all. I like my quiet
That's
time.
her me time.
That's her time.
Yeah, that's why you guys work out really well. That helps.
And then I come home and then we deal with dinner and a whole bit. And she's had a nice quiet evening and great.
Nice.
Because, I'm not going to be quiet.
I don't see you being
I don't
quiet.
think you and I are quiet
We're
people.
not quiet people.
And men aren't quiet people to get, because we've got all these noises that, we got all these like noises. And then we scroll on something and we laugh hysterically, and then,
or curse. Sometimes.
Just men are very noisy.
That's funny.
So types of clients, what are you looking for?
Oh, we span the gamut in terms of about 3 or 4 areas. So, healthcare, they're big for automation right now. So healthcare providers in the smaller space, under 1,000 employees is typically where we're at. Manufacturing companies that are looking to automate and integrate systems that are broken. So those are a big one for us. Retail establishments with multi-store location, service-based facilities as well. So we're really good at bringing the POS and the e-commerce world together, and then automating it, integrating it, and accelerating it. So, we have clients in the high-end luxury retail space. That's been a good spot for us as well. So those are major places.
Now, outside of this, you're a man of other passions. You like to travel.
I do.
You're a traveler. Me, I want to sit at home and be left the hell alone.
You're a nester.
Dude, I'm dead serious. In fact, we've gone so far as we removed our doorbell so people can't bother us.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Like when I'm at home, I'm at home.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good for you, because that's your sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. I like to travel. I spend 6 months out of the year mostly in Asia. When I built the first company, Diving Global, I really focused on scuba diving and all the inner workings of scuba diving, and then went and got certified as far as I could take it, to the point of where I can, teach and instruct other people now. Not that I overly enjoy that. I'm more of just hanging out with them and stuff. So that's a big deal. I love seeing the ocean. I love seeing people's faces light up.
So have you done the Farallon Islands tour for the Great Whites?
No, thank you.
No,
not the Farallones. Only the one down south off San Diego, LA, and that was good enough.
You wouldn't take the boat around the Farallones?
I would be afraid.
I've always wanted to do that. No one ever wants to go with me.
I would be afraid of that for sure. Yeah.
There's a video online of the sea lion comes out of the water, the great white grabs the sea lion, and then the orca grabs the great white. Have you seen
yes,
this?
I actually have.
Yeah,
I believe that.
Insane,
I totally believe that. Wow.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
think about that.
Yeah, think about it. Talk about the food chain, right?
And talk about if you fell in that water, it's game over, dude.
It is game over. Yeah, absolutely.
And what the hell else is down there?
You don't know. I just read 2 days ago they found this jellyfish that was literally, I don't know how long.
I was getting ready to say that. Monterey.
Is that where it was?
Yes.
I don't remember where it was.
It was in Monterey. That rare jellyfish.
Very rare, super deep.
That was 30 feet long.
Yeah, at least. It was, I think they had it in meters, so I don't remember what it was, but it was insanely long. They'd never seen it before, and that just goes to explain we still don't know.
Of all places. In our backyard.
Exactly.
My wife and I, we've gone out there. We've done the whale watching. You ever done the whale watching out there?
Yeah, I have.
I mean, there's 1,000 whales. You don't realize that.
No, it's so amazing.
And the crazy thing is they breach the water and they're like a skyscraper, and they come crashing down right next to the boat. I just keep thinking what if they land on the boat?
How do they know we're right here? Yeah, exactly. How do they know?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I actually saw within the last 5 days as well. a tagged whale breaching. So the scientists put a camera on the whale, and you could see the whole entire thing happening, and it's coming from the deep, and it just shoots through the water, and it's like a skyrocket. It's just going up. It was really the perspective that you've never seen before. It was really cool to see.
Unreal, dude. No, seriously. So you're a traveler. What are some of the places that you've been? What are some of the places that you want to go?
I definitely have the pyramids on my bucket list.
That's mine as well.
100%.
But the Middle East, I'm staying the hell away from it.
As of today, yeah. I don't know why we can't.
I tell my wife, I say, look, I want to do the pyramids. I want to do the whole
Absolutely.
thing. I'm going to wait until it's all in virtual reality, and I'll do it that way.
And walk through it that way. Yeah, there you go. So I guess that's fair. I think one of the things that was really eye-opening was Teotihuacan down in Mexico and seeing those pyramids. Temple of the Sun and Moon. That was phenomenal, spiritual, beautiful. Angkor Wat over in Asia, phenomenal. Even with all its history, that's
any places that you just tear up.
It was Vietnam. When I went into the Coochie tunnels. I could not. I put myself in those situations on both sides of the fence, and I absolutely teared up. Like, why do humans do what we do to each other?
You know what it was for me? It's so funny that you say that. What do humans do what they do for each other? You know what it was for me? I broke down and I wept. I just wept. So, I'm in the entertainment business. And so we early on in my movie career, they were doing the movie I'm Not Ashamed, and it's the Columbine story from a spiritual perspective.
Okay.
And so my wife and I, we went to Littleton and went to Columbine.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God, dude. So the entire school's been changed.
Oh, wow.
Except for the rear stairs.
Okay.
And as soon as I stepped on the stairs, I didn't realize what was happening until everything got sucked out of me. I couldn't breathe. And I'm thinking, why are these still here? What are these kids dealing with? The energy, that negative energy.
Totally.
And so, I literally just wept.
Wow.
I couldn't even function,
I believe it. I
couldn't even function.
Yeah. I mean, same with, in Angkor Wat with the Pol Pot regime and what they have done over there in over the years, and the road of basically bones. It was so disturbing to see. And again, you're looking at humans doing that to humans, and it's so hard to get your head around that when there's so many other things that we could be doing positively.
I know. The thing, you see what's going on in Iran, and these fighter jets, and we see it on TV. And so, was it last year, the year before? My wife and I, we were at Mather watching them practice, the Thunderbirds practice. Okay. And one of them flew right over me. It was still probably 200 feet up there, but it flew right over me. And I'm telling you, the sheer force of that thing, you buckle.
I believe it.
You buckle. Your body shuts down. You tear up. Like, oh my God, dude. And just to think that people are... that they're, I don't know
experiencing that.
I don't know if it's that they're deranged, that they think they can fight such a force. I don't know what it is. I think the other thing that's really incredible to me is the fact that humans have been able to create such a machine. The engineering and to create such a machine. I don't think we realize the sheer power that these machines have.
Imagine 20, 30, 50 years from now where we're going to be with this all AI stuff that's accelerating technology massively right now. I mean, even just the last couple days, what I've seen in technology and Gemini and Google, we'll look back and laugh at this right now, but it was...
it's going to look like GeoCities.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, how did you guys do that? So, I understand. Yeah.
It's wild, dude. It's just wild. Yeah. All right, so... a company comes to you. Somebody's listening to the show. They open up the magazine. If we get you into the magazine, they come to you, and where do we start?
Great question. What we typically like to do is we do a quick assessment with them, and for two reasons. One, what is the tech stack that they're on today, and what is their mentality to make the change? That's the biggest one. The fact that they came to us in the first place, as opposed to us reaching out to them, is a big deal, because that means they're mentally ready.
Looking for something.
They're ready, to make a change. So I've learned way long time ago, I don't want a guy on paper and pencil going to POS, because I have to explain to him why POS is better than paper and pencil. So if we can leapfrog that entire environment and move to I'm on a POS, but maybe we don't use it properly. Okay, great. So if they have the mentality that they want to change, then we do an assessment with them, and we look at everything, and we look at it from revenue, and we go through 35 questions, 40 questions. It takes a long time, couple hours. And then we dig into the operations, and we do the same thing, 35, 40 questions on the operation back end. and we look at what is working and what's not, and we come back to it with them a deliverable and say, hey, this is what we recommend you do. This is our mindset of taking enterprise software and bringing it down to the mid-market small business where you can afford it, and you platform into one place as opposed to building a million different applications to get your Frankenstein business up and running. And if they're open to that, then we help them migrate to one or two platforms to grow and scale and consolidate. And we look at which is the best for them. We hand them that deliverable and say, you could do it with us, or you could go take it to someone else. It's up to you. We'd prefer you do it with us. And we leave it up to them.
Very, very interesting. Konnectryx, Konnectryx.com, Konnectryx.com, 415-604-4717, 415-604-4717. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
No, I appreciate the opportunity to be on with you today. We are, as a company, we're accountable to everything that we do, and we've heard it over and over and over again, which is great. And personally, I oversee pretty much every project that's out there to make sure that it's a success. So thanks for having me, and
Absolutely.
Thanks for being able to talk about it.
And I love your energy, and I love the fact that every time we sit down, not only do we have a great conversation, we always learn something.
We totally do. Yeah. Every single time.
I love it. I love it. Konnectryx, Konnectryx, Mr. Mike Amico. Thank you so much, and thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.